So guys, this is the alchemy grinding frenzy that you're gonna experience once you raise your GM alchemist and you start grinding potions. You can grind potion with multiple mortars in this shard, so you better abuse that. I'm doing it with 4 mortars, but there's people doing it with 5, there's people doing it with 6. It all comes down to how good your razor macro is. My razor macro is not the perfect one. I'm gonna share it with you at the end of the video, but yeah, it does the job. And here you can grind potions very fast using multiple mortars, and we are going to see how to raise alchemy, how to make money raising once you reach GM alchemy, and how alchemy works in this era. So let's dive straight into this. Here we are with the wiki page of alchemy. You can read through this. There's various kind of potions: agility potions, plus 20 dex, cure potions. They cure poisons. Explode potions, they explode on targets. Heal potions, they heal you. They heal. Night sight, they give you night sight, but if you're a role player, you're gonna use them. If you're just gonna use the razor light levels, you're gonna ignore this. Poison potions, they are gonna be applied either on food or on blades to poison them. Refresh potion to regain stamina. Strength potion to gain plus 20. Strength. Now usage tips. Okay, tips: you can use a mortar on itself to make an attempt at last potion. Okay, this is basically if you want to train it the whole way, like double clicking, so you don't have to go through all the ingredients. And you can grind with multiple mortars at a time. The skill gains are slow but very fast using multiple mortars, and expensive. Potion quality is the same. I mean, if you grind a greater explode potion with your GM alchemy, and if you grind the same greater explode potion with not your GM alchemy, the potion is the same. Here it says about alchemy gains and poisoning. I mean, they go very good together, because you can raise alchemy just by grinding poison potions, be it lesser poison at the start, be it normal poison, greater poison, and don't move to deadly poison. There's absolutely no need to move to deadly poison to finish alchemy. You can GM alchemy with just greater poison. And you can use those kegs to train poisoning. But poisoning is another video. We're gonna just focus on alchemy here. You're gonna need alchemy skill level. Alchemy is very intense resource consuming, so I cannot imagine you raising it from 30 like when you buy it from NPC, but let's imagine that you raise it from 30. Okay, you're gonna raise it to 45 with lesser poison, then 45, 65 poison, and 65 till GM with greater poison. Now let's move to the potion. Here the potion page tells you everything about potions. The useful potions are greater agility, plus 20 dex in PvP, greater cures, because they don't cure deadly poison, explosion, only the greater explode, with this kind of damage. Then you're gonna the greater heal, of course, with these. Then the deadly poison for very hard to make. Total refresh, this is one of the potions that sell the most, and greater strength. Now, we have also how to make money, because you sell kegs of this, and players do buy these kind of kegs. And I'm telling you, more or less the average price is for greater agility and greater strength, you're going to like 2.5, 3.5k, and you net like 1k, 1.5k from grinding them. Greater cures, they go for like 5k, and you net a couple of k grinding them. Greater explode, they go from 9, 8, 10k, 11k, and you can net like 3-4k by grinding them. Greater heal, they go for like 6k, and even there you net 2k by grinding a single keg. Greater poison is not so. Deadly poison varies a lot. There's people selling it at 12k, but they did their math wrong, or they even looted it from iDocs. If you want to have gains, you gotta sell this at least at 20k, and you can net like 5k. It takes forever to grind a keg of this, because you fail a lot. You fail like you have, even a GM alchemy, you have like 20% chance of grinding a potion. This is the best seller. total refresh because of all the jewels. That's the potion you're going to use the most in red pot dueling, and just going around. Even bards use this. I mean, if you get stuck amongst mob, and these go for like 5-6k, and even here you net like 2k. So this is actually the way of making money with grinding kegs. Of course, you gotta sell them to players, but it's very easy to set up a vendor. There's several vendors. For instance, at Moongate. This is my vendor, BJV vendor, for instance, at Moongate. You can tell that there's 1 million on this vendor. Things are being sold here, but there's more vendors. See here, for instance, there's another vendor here, other prices. So don't worry. The market is not oversaturated. Believe me, that people come just here at Moongate. They just look for a potion. They need to do a red pot duel. Okay, they need to find the. They need to find the keg. They just come here, and the first keg they find, they buy it. I mean, it doesn't really matter the price as long as it's not super overpriced. It won't matter. Now with Alchemy, it is important. Here I'm using mortars. It is important. It is crucial to have GM-made mortars, because where normal mortars have like 50 uses or 60 uses, I cannot remember, but more or less like that. GM-made have 150 uses. Okay, so if you're on your alchemist, you also have tinkering. Tinkering is a very nice skill because you're gonna grind yourself. For instance, you're gonna grind yourself GM mortars. You're gonna grind yourself GM shovels or or GM saw for carpentry. Well, you're gonna grind yourself GM instruments, okay, GM tools, not instruments, sorry. So this is very important. This is one thing that I would definitely recommend having on your alchemist. And the skill doesn't take long to raise, like 20k, I believe, ingots. So that's not very expensive. It's a very nice skill to have. You can also make boom boxes with that, but that's another video again. Let's focus on alchemy. Now we can also bust the myth here of global ID pot. There was this myth that there were in the past global ID potions that cannot be done anymore. Global ID, it means that here I'm on this character here. Let me click this potion and it says greater strength potion. Now let me change character. Here on another character, if I click the same potion, it says greater strength potion, whereas a potion that is not global ID, for instance, this potion says unknown potion. If I change character, it still says unknown potion. So there was this myth that global ID potions could be done in the past but cannot be done anymore. But there's a simple way of doing that I'm gonna show you. Here on this character I have a few points of taste identification, and I'm trying to run a macro on a loop to try and identify this keg. Okay, it says a purple liquid, but the liquid is unknown. So I'm gonna run the macro until I ID the keg. Then it says, okay, a keg of greater explosion. Okay. Now if I double click it, here it is. Greater explosion potion. Now I put it down and grab the other tune. And there it is. Greater Expo potion. We created a global ID potion. Simple, simple, simple. Now it's time to talk about the macro. So basically the macro is this. It starts with the restock. This is my macro. I mean, I'm not very good at this macro is not very good. Yeah, it was the wrong macro. This macro is not very good. You guys that are way more versed in Razor, more than me, you can do better macros, but this is my macro. It's meant to be run semi-AFK. So we begin with the restock agent because you want to restock it every time you regs. Okay, make sure that your stack of regs doesn't end, otherwise you have to absolute target it again. Wait for target, absolute target. That's gonna be the chest you restock from. Wait a bit. First mortar, use the first mortar. Absolute target is gonna be your reg. Menu 3, I mean, this is a macro to grind the greater heal potions. So this is an absolute target for my ginseng in my backpack. Absolute target for the first mortar. And menu response 3 because you have lesser heal, and greater heal. Pause 3 seconds, and again, use mortar number 2, target ginseng, and select greater heal. Mortar number 3, ginseng, and greater heal. Mortar number 4, ginseng, greater heal, yeah, basically until the end. I believe it is 15 seconds for a grinding to be effective, so you have 15 seconds to run in this macro. At the end, I put some weight to come to the first mortar again, and loop. We can show it running, but first here, since we are full of potions, how do we do this? We fill this keg with an organizer agent. This keg is empty, so we go with organizer agents. Where is agents? Organizer agents. Organizers, let's make it from scratch. Clear. You add the target, you add this, for instance. Then you set hot bag here. Make sure you have 1 second delay in the main razor option, and organize now. Let's see, the keg is slowly but surely is being filled. This is greater heal keg because I grinded the greater heal keg. But it's not global ID, because I didn't use taste identification on that. Okay, you gotta use taste identification to make it global. You see here the keg is full, and now we can see the macro running. Let's start play by pressing play, and let's see. It restocks. Okay, restock is done. Here it is. Starts the grinding. With the first mortar, then with the second mortar, first, second, third, fourth. You see, it goes on and on and on. And by the time it grinded the first pot, it starts again with the first mortar. And by the time it grinded the second pot, it starts again with the second mortar, and so forth and so forth. So basically, you can grind potions like every 4 seconds with this macro. I'm sure you can put another mortar inside there, 5 mortars. I believe that if you're very good, you can use 6 mortars here. Somebody, I was told that they can actually run a macro using use once agent, just by placing all like 100 mortars and using use once agent, but I'm not able to do that. So I rely on this macro, and if a mortar is lost, I just have spare mortars here, and I replace them, and I just manually retarget. But I'm no expert in this kind of macro. But yeah, this is all about alchemy. Alchemy is a way of making money, selling goods to players, selling goods that players actually appreciate, because I'm telling you, potions are appreciated. There's sometimes players buying them from vendor on the fly, like say, oh, I need a total refresh potion because I'm doing a duel, or I'm starting a tournament that doesn't have one, maybe. Some other players say, look, I'm a returning player. I'm gonna need 20 purple kegs, I'm gonna need 10 red kegs, I'm gonna need 10 yellow kegs. And if you can fill that order, maybe it can cost you like 200k, but you can make 400k with that order, and that's something, to be honest. So guys, this is it. Thanks for watching. I really hope you learned something with this video and enjoyed it. There's a lot going on in Second Age. We have Winterfest upcoming, or if you're watching this later, Winterfest is long gone in the past. But yeah, definitely the shard to be, the most reliable shard, the only accurate shard to the Ultima Online of the 90s. Don't forget to follow me also on Sally while I stream, and don't forget to watch other videos, especially the introduction video to my channel, which is a very cool UO story that might as well be the story of every single UO player. And thanks for watching. Drop a like, drop a sub in case you liked it, really a lot. And most importantly, get out of here.